So I've been thinking for the past few days that, I feel like now than ever, it's really, really important to accumulate Bitcoin. And in today's video, guys, I want to talk about why it's so important, why you guys should be buying and simply holding Bitcoin for long term, right? Now, I've been telling guys many times why, okay, you guys should be buying into Bitcoin, why you guys should just be simply holding Bitcoin for long term, right? When you're investing into Bitcoin, you have that long term play, not short term. You're here for long term for Bitcoin. So in today's video, I want to explain, some of the main reasons why it's important to simply buy and hold Bitcoin. Okay. So first of all, guys, why is it, important to buy Bitcoin? Well, I think it's very, very important to buy Bitcoin nowadays, especially with inflation going around and of course, with fiat, right, losing its, value, okay, as we know, because of inflation, and they just keep, printing more money, right, which pretty much causes inflation and whatnot, right? We need to put our money into an asset, right, that will, right, be a hedge against inflation, that will in a way beat inflation. And what asset can do that? It's Bitcoin. So I told you guys many times, okay, if you simply want to build wealth, you have to invest your money. Okay, you have to make your money work for you. Okay, so you gotta, put your money into something, into an asset that will work for you, that will, in a way generate you money, right? So a lot of people, right, the rich, the wealthy, okay, a lot of people, even just average people that are trying to be wealthy, a lot of people are in fact investing into a lot of different asset classes, okay? And the wealthy people are in fact doing this, of course, right? Because as we know, the rich become richer, right? So a lot of people put their money into things like silver and gold or index funds, right? The S&P 500, right? The stock market. What else is there? Real estate is a big one. But for me, guys, personally, I think the best asset to invest in is Bitcoin, right? That's my number one pick. And I want to be transparent with you guys, okay? All, like, my entire net worth, right? Everything that I got, okay? My whole savings is in Bitcoin. Like, I'm pretty much, I promise you guys when I say this, I am pretty much like 98% Bitcoin, which means in my bank account, guys, I only have like a few $100s. Okay, I try my best to stay away from, fiat money because I know it's useless, right? It's losing its value. Okay, if I save my money, right, in my bank, it's losing its value. And you guys understand, right? Saving money is good to invest. Okay, you don't save money to save. You save money to invest. So guys, if you simply want to build wealth, okay, you have to invest your money into assets. That's how you build wealth. Okay, so you have to make your money work for you guys. Okay, and I highly suggest you guys to get some Bitcoin. I really do believe Bitcoin is truly the number one asset to buy and hold for long term. Okay, so understand, guys, Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. It's beating inflation, even though yes, Bitcoin, short term is really, really volatile, but long term, Bitcoin is always going up, right? If you guys actually look at the Bitcoin chart, right? If you really just zoom out, you would see that Bitcoin, it's always shooting up. Okay, every single time, guys. Okay, we enter a new bull cycle, right? Bitcoin always tends to reach back up to its previous cycle high and of course reach a new high every single time. Okay, it's a 4-year cycle, we know that, right? So Bitcoin is always going up, guys, long term. The price of Bitcoin 10 years ago was what? Below $1,000. Now 10 years later, here we are, and Bitcoin is pretty much at $100,000 in the six figures. Just think about that. Imagine where Bitcoin will be in the next 10 years. Probably over $1 million, 100%. Okay, so if Bitcoin can reach 100K, it's eventually going to get to $1 million, guys, right? Understand that. So we know Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. Okay, it has store of value, of course, right? We know that. Okay, and it's really scarce, guys. Understand that, right? I'm pretty sure we all know that Bitcoin is truly the most scarce asset out there, guys. Okay, it really, really is. Okay, like there's over 8 billion people that live on Earth. Okay, obviously not everyone out there can even own a single Bitcoin. So if you're watching this video right now and you own a full Bitcoin or more, understand you are blessed. And I hope, okay, you're thinking long-term with the amounts of Bitcoins that you guys are holding, right? Because I told you guys many times, you know, one Bitcoin will make you very, very wealthy in the future. It will change your life. Okay, a lot of people want to know how many Bitcoin should I own to be, you know, wealthy, right? And to have some type of freedom. Personally, I think one Bitcoin will do. It will. Okay, I know, I get it. A lot of people say, you know, owning 10% of a Bitcoin is a big deal. You know, 0.1 Bitcoin is a big deal. And I get that it can. And honestly, I'll say it, right? Owning 0.1 Bitcoin can actually make you a millionaire. That's if Bitcoin reaches like over $10 million. I think it's like $13 million. Once Bitcoin reaches $13 million and or higher, I think 0.1 Bitcoin will be worth $1 million, right? So owning 10% of Bitcoin is a big deal, right? Because we know Bitcoin will be a digital asset that's going to be worth millions of dollars, guys. Not just 1 million, millions of dollars per Bitcoin. That's going to happen one day. So owning 10% of Bitcoin is a big deal, right? Owning, I don't know, 1% of a Bitcoin can be a big deal as well, right? Owning 0.01 Bitcoin is a big deal. Today, you know, it may not seem big, but in the future, it will be big. So I get it. You don't have to own a full Bitcoin, but understand, guys, imagine you own a full Bitcoin. And we know Bitcoin is going to be worth millions of dollars. You will easily become very, very wealthy in the future. You will obviously become a multi-millionaire, and you will have some type of freedom in the future just by simply owning a full Bitcoin. It's that simple. Now, of course, guys, this is not financial advice, so always do your own research. Okay, so yeah, you know, Bitcoin is truly the most scarce asset out there, guys. Even all the millionaires in the world can't even own a full Bitcoin. Just think about that. There's like what, almost 60 million people, I believe, estimated, right? Almost 60 million people that are officially millionaires. Not even all the millionaires can own a full Bitcoin. Even if they wanted to, they just can't, because it's just not enough. So Bitcoin is truly the most scarce asset out there, guys. Okay, so get to a full Bitcoin. We are in fact seeing a lot of adoption right now happening for Bitcoin, right? A lot of, you know, institutions are buying into Bitcoin. Okay, we're seeing that a lot recently. Okay, even different countries out there in the world are, you know, accumulating into Bitcoin. They want a piece of Bitcoin. We are seeing what the US government is doing right now. Their big plan is to buy 1 million Bitcoins. Okay, and not just that, also to make, okay, Bitcoin a strategic reserve. That is huge. And if that happens, which it will, we're gonna see Bitcoin reaching 500K and higher per Bitcoin. Mark my words. Okay, that's gonna happen, guys. So the future is looking, you know, very, very bright for Bitcoin. How can you not be bullish on Bitcoin, guys? Okay, so always think long-term with Bitcoin. This is why I always tell you guys to buy Bitcoin and hold it for long-term. Don't worry about short-term gains, worry about long-term. Okay, and you guys will realize this when you own Bitcoin, when you know, accumulate into Bitcoin and you own it, okay, you will realize everything around you becomes much more cheaper. You know, your purchasing power with Bitcoin becomes higher. But when you own fiat, right? When you own fiat money, okay, money just sitting in the bank, you will realize everything becomes more expensive because your purchasing power, right, when you own fiat, decreases, right? Because of course, right, the dollar is, you know, decreasing, it's losing its value because of inflation. Okay, just think about it, guys. They are printing money. Why would you save it, right? Why would you just leave, you know, fiat money in your bank and just save it and just leave it there? While they are literally just printing it every single day. It's unlimited, guys, right? It's not limited, it's unlimited, right? They're literally printing this. Okay, they're literally printing money pretty much every single day. So why would you save it in the bank? Okay, you gotta invest it, guys, right? This is how you build wealth. This is how you beat inflation, right? It's that simple, guys. Okay, it really, really is. And that's why you see the rich become richer, right? And I really do believe, right, the best asset class to get in is Bitcoin. Okay, like guys, for the past 10 years, right, for the past decade, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset. It really has been, guys. Okay, it truly has been. You know, nothing has a comparison to Bitcoin for the past 10 years. You know, for the past 10 years, Bitcoin has outperformed a lot of these other asset classes, right? So imagine where Bitcoin will be in the next 10 years. Okay, it's gonna, you know, most likely outperform all these other asset classes for sure, guys. Okay, so guys, it's really up to you. Okay, I can only say it. right? And of course, this is not financial advice, guys, but I highly suggest you guys to get some Bitcoin, hold it for long term. I feel like that's the most important bit, holding it, because I feel like a lot of people lose faith and they lose their focus, right? And they just sell, at the wrong time. So guys, hold your Bitcoins for long term, okay? Think long term with your Bitcoins. Treat Bitcoin like it's your own savings account, guys. Okay, we know Bitcoin is literally going to be the future of money. Okay, it's going to become a global thing. Okay, it's going to become legal tender. It's already doing that around the world. Okay, you can use your Bitcoins to buy things, right? For example, El Salvador, right? Biggest one, UAE, right? In Dubai, you can actually use your Bitcoin or any other crypto assets, but mainly Bitcoin, right? You can actually use your Bitcoin to buy things in Dubai, right? For example, real estate, okay? You can buy cars, you can buy watches, all these things you can buy in Dubai, right? Even Emirates, right? If you were to book a flight with Emirates, you can actually use your Bitcoin to buy the ticket, which is insane, right? So Bitcoin has so much utility, right? It really, really does, guys. Again, this is why Bitcoin was created at the first place, peer-to-peer money transactions, right? And it's completely decentralized. There's no banks behind it, which is great. I don't trust the banks, and there's no governments behind it, which is great as well, because I don't trust the government, right? So it's amazing. And this is why I'm very, very bullish on Bitcoin. And that's why, guys, personally, I am buying Bitcoin and I'm simply holding it for long term because I know where Bitcoin is heading long term. And understand, guys, I am not selling my Bitcoins for fiat. Okay, meaning I am not going to be pressing that sell button and transferring my Bitcoins to fiat. Like, why would I do that? Instead, I'm going to be borrowing against it, which means I'm going to be, in the future, using my Bitcoins to buy things, right? Because as I told you guys many times, my plan is to maybe one day, okay, I'm thinking the UAE, I really want to move to a crypto-friendly country, right? And of course, a low-tax country, right? I currently live in Australia and it's ridiculous here, right? The tax here is absolutely ridiculous. But for example, the UAE, I think that's my #1 pick, okay? I really do want to move to, Dubai in the future. I think it just makes sense. A lot of crypto traders and investors, right, are moving to the UAE because it's, tax-free there, right? And it's Bitcoin friendly, it's crypto friendly there. So it just makes sense. Okay, and there's a lot of crypto conferences there as well, so it just makes sense why a lot of people that are in crypto, right, that are in the crypto space, that are moving to Dubai. So my #1 pick is to move to the UAE, right, in the future, move to Dubai, and I'm simply going to be using my Bitcoins to buy things while I'm there, like real estate, watches, and cars. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing, right? I'm not going to be selling my Bitcoins, okay, then pay tax on it for capital gains tax while I'm here in Australia, right? It's just ridiculous here. It's like they'll take like pretty much 50% of it, which is insane, right? So that is my plan, guys. Okay, I'm not going to be selling any of my Bitcoins anytime soon. I have not sold any of my Bitcoins ever since I started, simply dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin for the past almost 4 years now, which is insane to think about. And I'm still going strong, guys, right? Every week, every 2 weeks, I'm buying Bitcoin. Very, very simple, right? So that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. That is always appreciated. And I catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.